Alright, for those of you that are here live now or at YouTube in the future and looking at this deck and wondering what in the heck it does, so this deck's called Bomberman, and Bomberman, historically speaking, refers to the combo of Auriok Salvagers. This is the Bomberman. So for 2 mana, he returns an artifact with converted mana cost 1 or less from your discard pile to your hand. So Auriok Salvagers plus Lion's Eye Diamond generates infinite mana. And then we use that infinite mana alongside Walking Ballista to kill our opponent. Or you can generate infinite mana and then use Pyrite Spellbomb along with Auriok Salvagers to loop Pyrite Spellbomb and kill your opponent. So Salvagers plus Lion's Eye Diamond is infinite mana. Pyrite Spellbomb or Walking Ballista can kill with infinite mana. Then this deck has, because I'm a sucker for a good toolbox, this deck has 2 toolboxes past that to kind of interface with each other. So we have Imperial Recruiter, which can get Salvagers, Walking Ballista, Trinket Mage, Hope of Ghirapur, and then lots of different toolbox creatures out of our sideboard. And then we also have Trinket Mage here, which can grab things like Lion's Eye Diamond or other combo pieces. So we have tutors for infinite combos, and we have lots of... And then this deck also... Saheeli Rai is actually just useful with copying Imperial Recruiters and Trinket Mages. So we actually have a Felidar Guardian in our sideboard to go along with Imperial Recruiter to combo with Saheeli on occasion. So it looks like a sweet mixture of cards. There'll be a little bit of clicking when we combo off, but it's less clicking than we've done before in the past. So we'll give it the old college best. One thing to be worried about is that this is a modern league, so I can close that. One thing to be worried about is that we really don't have good anti-combo interaction. So if we play against fast combo decks, we're probably just gonna die. All right, so I think we're pretty obligated to plow their mom here. Containment Priest would be a sweet card for Modern. I think that card would be great. Alright, so 10 out of 10 just need to kill that. So I think we're going to use the Spellbomb to do it. Be mana efficient here. Look, chat, I'm just describing what the Magic cards are named and what they do based on what they're named. I don't have any. I'm just reading the stuff that we've got, okay? It's you. Alright, so we're gonna put this on human. And we're slide out. Walk it out. Walk it out. This matchup's probably pretty good for us, right? We've got Walking Ballistas and Pyrite Spellbombs and other removal. We've lots of good ways to kill their mono white shitters. Alright, well, I would like to poke you instead of gaining a health. The Shudderwock deck's a lot of fun. What are we doing in Hoaglandia? We're going to do a little bit of a variety day today. We're going to be... I think I just want this to be human as well, right? Yeah, I don't really need Construct. Because, like, they're not going to counter my things. Doing a little bit of variety day. We started with some Modern. We're playing some Legacy now. We're going to play some Brawl after this for the first time, then we're going to close up with some Hex. So... what do I even want to get here? Do I just get Pithing Needle so I can turn their Aether Vial off? I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get Pithing Needle and turn their Aether Vial off next turn. can we jam Depth Stage, right? I don't think the mana base for this deck quite supports jamming Depth Stage. That's a good answer. How fast does it combo? How fast can you click? I think this deck looks like it's doing sweet things at a glance, but I would be very weary of its ability to interact with the faster, more degenerate things that occur in Legacy. And there are a number of fast and degenerate things that occur with some consistency in Legacy. I think if I was expecting like a lot of 4-color control or Delver or Death and Tax, I'd be pretty excited to play this, but I'd be worried about my chance if I was going to run into a bunch of like Red-Black Reanimator and Goblin Charbelcher and Sneak and Show and stuff like that. Probably cycle this Spellbomb next turn unless we draw a brick. They've got a lot of equipment. They've got a lot of equipment. It doesn't take infinite time, but it takes a lot of time, yeah. Okay, so the Mox Opal is active. This actually means we're set up to combo them in 2 turns. We get to play Salvagers next turn, and then the following turn we can Saheeli Rai, copy our Trinket Mage, grab Lion's Eye Diamond, and generate infinite mana. That's unfortunate. That keeps us from casting either of our cards. I mean, using Magic Online on Linux isn't any more of a pain than using Magic Online on Windows. Wine is quality software, so it allows Magic Online to run featuring all of the bugs that Magic Online features on other platforms. I couldn't cast Saheeli last turn, Justin. The Mox Opal wasn't active. So that was not an option. How would I kill their Stoneforge Mystic? Explain. You have 60 seconds before I time you out, just in case I'm missing something. That Spellbomb doesn't kill things. Good try, though. I didn't have the Auriok Salvagers, Justin. If I knew I had the Salvagers, sure, I'd wait. But I didn't know that I had the Salvagers. I drew the Salvagers off the Spellbomb. You're right. If I knew there was a Salvagers on top of my deck, I would have been better suited. I would have been better suited doing something else. All right, so I actually still can't cast Saheeli, right? So I don't have another red or blue. This Pithing Needle was a godsend. It really choked their mana up and allowed them to not develop their board nicely. Yeah, the Cavern of Souls like look kind of free on the surface, but like I guess this is the only double colored spell in our deck, right? So like, and we've gotten Wastelanded twice, so the mana base is probably fine. The mana base, it definitely, it looks a little bit rough right now at this very moment, but I think I think this is a symptom of drawing our only double-colored spell and getting wastelanded twice. Spawn, that's the, please don't do the, we're playing a tier 3 legacy deck and I prefer you're playing the wrong build of the tier 3 legacy deck. Like, don't do that. It's so annoying. This isn't a known entity in Legacy, and there's definitely no good data on which build of the deck that's tier 3 is best. Yeah, that's true too. So Auriok Salvagers here is just a card that, like, lets us generate value, right? Like, we have these spell bombs in our discard pile, so, like, the Salvagers is just gonna, like, go to work as, like, a fair, honest Magic the Gathering card here. So if we draw any blue or red source here, we get to kill them. Because if we can cast, or LED, so if we can cast Saheeli, we can copy the Trinket Mage and get LED. Trinket Mage is also lethal. Ding. We're about to see how much our opponent values their time. I'm going to guess not at all. So the opponent is dead. It's just going to take some clicking. Just letting my opponent know they're dead, just in case they aren't familiar. You can always taste the salt. In my experience, the people that register Mother of Runes are some of the saltiest people in Legacy, because, well, you know their life has to be sad if they could be casting Gristlebrand and instead they're casting Mother of Runes. You gotta God bless us, everyone. Alright, this is definitely a matchup where I want an extra Pithing Needle, right? That card's pretty reasonable here. Manic Vandal sounds great. This should probably be a Virtuoso, right? What is the card called? I'm very good at executing Magic Online combos efficiently. I do it a lot. So, like, whenever anyone tells me, like, oh, you're gonna have to click a lot, it's gonna be bad, it's like, nah, I do this all the time. It's really not a big deal. Is this a Saheeli Cat combo matchup? I feel like it's a Saheeli Cat combo matchup just because I want to. Is Containment Priest worth bringing in to shut off Vial? Probably not. What's the card that we play? We play it in Red-White Painter. This card in the board should probably be a Vanisho Heretic. That's the one. Vanisho Heretic is what I was thinking of. Excuse me. Pardon. We're obviously going to bring in Manic Vandal because it's what we have, but... Alright, I need to cut one more card here. Huh. I actually know what the last cut is. I'm doing well, Rebner. All the kids are all better again. Are we going up to Chicago tonight with the family? Thanks. It's getting a little scraggly. So we trimmed it back. I don't know what I want to cut here. Got one more cut. Aether Spellbomb could be the cut, but like it bounces Batterskull Germ too, which is nice. No, I think I like the second needle. Yeah, I'm gonna cut the Spellbomb. Pretty easy mulligan here. Not anywhere near enough mana against a deck with Wasteland. This hand is on the draw with the Scry, and technically has infinite mana, infinite combo in it. Just need to hit some lands. This, and then this gets a Lion's Eye Diamond. Land. Land! Ding. So, sweet, we do the basic too. So land means I can Pithing Needle their Vial here, which is nice. Now, Containment Priest definitely shouldn't come in, Justin. There's a person in chat that noted Containment Priest makes their Flicker Wisp better. Is like super correct. We played a good bit with a mono-colored, mono-red Tremors deck that was kind of sweet. Played that recently. There's a mono-green Devotion deck that puts up results on occasion. There's a mono-red 8-whack deck that's very cheap. There's some mono-white Death and Taxes variants that I don't think are good, but people play them anyways. So this is going to name Spellbomb, I'd assume. Hopefully we draw land here. Worst Trot is technically monocolored Trot, that's true. Because I have Spellbomb in play, Justin. They don't know about the Ballista in my hand. So I'm like almost certainly getting Wastelanded next turn, right? So I'm going to go ahead and cast this Trinket Mage and go get a land. This is why there's artifact lands in the deck, so Trinket Mage can find them. It's a heads up. So we'll grab a Great Furnace here. This is why there's one of each of the Jeskai artifact lands, because Trinket Mage can fetch them. Why I played the Spellbomb instead of the Ballista, because I want to try and hit my land drops, so I can cycle the Pyrite Spellbomb to try and hit a land drop. I don't really care about the Thalia, I don't think, in the long term. I'm going to have plenty of chances to answer the Thalia. Or take it off the table and then combo them. I just want to try and... I want to ask myself the question, how do I lose this game? And I think the answer to that question currently is by not making my land drops. And playing the Pyrite Spellbomb out gives me the best chance to hit my land drops consistently. Next turn, we can block the Thalia with the Walking Ballista and then shoot the Phyrexian Revoker, which unlocks our Pyrite Spellbomb, which is decent. Taking some of my opponent's disruption off the table will encourage them to like use their mana a little bit more to deploy more disruption, which makes them have to take a turn off of using the Rishadan port, which is nice. Hopefully that'll give us a window to stick the Auriok Salvagers. Yeah, we actually won the first game by comboing. I actually managed to win the first one by comboing. I mean, you can understand that Deathrite Shaman should be banned and still be upset that it's gone. Like, I'm sure there's people that liked casting Mental Misstep, but like also are intelligent enough to understand that like Mental Misstep's kind of a fucked up card, right? I feel like those things aren't mutually exclusive. I'm gonna sack this to draw a card here and see what we get. I wonder if they have another Thalia. The way they exposed the Thalia this turn makes me feel like they have another one. I think I'm gonna just kill Thalia here. While the Karakas is down. Because this way, if they want to play another Thalia next turn, they can't double port me. And if they can't double port me, I get to play my Salvager out and start picking up toys back out of my discard pile. Mother of Runes is not particularly good against our deck. I guess playing the Cavern here is loose because it gives my opponent the ability to port me off both of my white sources now. So maybe I should have played the island. Yeah, this is good on the opponent's part. Okay, any white source is lethal next turn. Or if they like tap out for something and aren't double porting me. Yeah, like this, the fact that this is like a combo deck that like the combo pieces are like decent when you don't have all three of them together is nice. It reminds me a lot of Counters Company in a way. White source. That qualifies, right? Because this Lion's Eye Diamond is a third artifact. Alright, they need a Swords of Plowshares. That was almost a really bad misclick. And even if they have the plow here like they do, I get to go ahead and pick this Walking Ballista back up. Oh, I had artifact lands in play. Yeah, sure. They definitely do. Chad is correct that those definitely count. And I have 1, 2, 3. They're going to port these two, but then I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana towards this Walking Ballista. And again, any recruiter or another guy, we're able to get rolling again here. On a 4-turn clock currently. That's 10 out of 10 naming Walking Ballista. More than half a year down. Let's go, Furious Squirrel. Thanks for the 7-month free subscription. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Welcome to everybody. Happy Friday, TGIF, hanging out, playing some Legacy, playing some Magic. They named Salvagers. Okay, interesting. So they just want to insulate themselves against getting combo. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. Whoa, they just gave me all my mana. That deal. Can I play this for 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can definitely play this for 4 and shoot the shit out of this Sarah Avenger. I am the Terminator! Gonna get you drunk, get you love drunk, off Ballista's hump, his hump, his hump, his hump, his lovely shooting lumps. Check him out. Check him out. Do I have too much mana? I think I have too much mana. I do, I have 9 mana. So I can actually play this LED out and then put a 5th counter on this too. Which is pretty decent. I would like to shoot you and shoot you and shoot you. I would like to shoot you and give you the doot. Doot 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 doot. Do 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 do. I have Pithing Needle on Aether Vial. Their Aether Vial's not doing anything. They played Vial on 1, and we played Needle on 1 this game. And the sweet thing now is when they port us, I'll have to add a Hoogle Sing emote, something with just like my face with some music symbols. So my opponent's technically missequencing here. What they should do is they should port my first land, and then they should give me a chance to move to my draw step, so that way I can't use the mana from both the lands that they're porting to pump the Walking Ballista here like I did. So small mistake on their part. Probably doesn't matter. I think we're far enough ahead, but something to think about if you're playing a deck with Rishadan port. Port me once on my upkeep and then port me again during my draw step. It does mean I can use the mana from the second land during my draw step to play an instant, but that's pretty marginal, especially when I have something like Walking Ballista on the table. This deck is gas against these fair decks. Like I said, this type of matchup, I wouldn't be surprised if it's good for us. I don't. Death and Taxes is one of the worst decks in Legacy right now. The decks that it was set up to prey upon get to play Deathrite Shaman now, so it's just not good. It's little I'm gonna mess with your mana advantage just isn't good enough when all the decks get to play Birds of Paradise. This is Legacy. The title should say Legacy. Update it again just in case. All right, sweet. 1-0 start. While we're waiting for the second match to pop, I'd just like to thank everyone for hanging out here today. There's a lot of different things you could be doing, different Twitch streams you could be watching. Thanks for spending your time here with us. My name's Jeff Hogan. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I stream Magic 30-plus hours a week. I also stream games like Hearthstone and Hex on occasion. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are a big part of why I'm able to do this full-time like I do. You can also support myself by checking out some of my wonderful sponsors. Cardsphere.com will love to help you turn some of your cards into other cards or cash direct with other players. There's no haggling. They just take a 1% fee off the top. Mac Weldon provides premium men's clothing. Using code Jeff Hoagland at bit.ly/Google Clothes, you can save 20% on your first order there. They do premium shorts, t-shirts, polos, socks, all sorts of great stuff. And of course, this stream wouldn't be possible without viewers like Anironix, Justin, Nivik, and all of y'all out there. If you are enjoying the stream and you can't subscribe, at the very least, make sure you hit that follow button. Following the stream doesn't cost you anything. It lets you know when I go live and with what. If you can't catch all of my streams while I'm live, you can be sure to check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. 100% of my streams get archived there, and I break them up by deck, so you can watch just the decks and formats that you care about. I don't know, Zeno. I actually didn't count it. Thanks, Mac Daddy. I appreciate it. If you refresh your browser page, there should be an option to send a notification at the top of your chat. But I appreciate you re-upping. Thanks for the Twitch fun money again. I have 2 sponsor pages because we have so many banner ads. My goal is to not. In Modern, the queue generally pops a little bit faster than this. so it doesn't give me as much time to shill. My goal is to have minimal amounts of shilling and maximum amounts of magic. The shilling is necessary to pay the bills, but I like to be the focus beyond the card game. Is this better than the one with Monastery Mentor? I don't know. This is kind of a neat toolboxy package. The Monastery Mentor version is frustratingly unplayable on Magic Online, so I won't play it again for that reason. Love the content and the memes. Keep up the excellent stuff. Thanks, Mac Daddy. I appreciate it. Do you think that turn 1 Chalice on one version? Almost certainly, Spawn. Almost certainly. Testing 1, 2, 3. Thanks, IRL, for the 4 months. Welcome back. Your testing went through. I think this hand's okay. It needs some lands. We've got a couple of Spellbombs to cycle. Get a Pithing Needle for pseudo interaction. I think the white mana is more important than the blue. Hey, Jeff, love the content. Ivo the Dredger. Thank you very much for the 3 months. A quarter of a year. Welcome back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Basic Forest. Green Sun Zenith. We're just going to kill this with fire, right? 10 out of 10 just killing this with fire. That one. I want it dead. I want it dead. Got our Pyrite Spellbomb Walking Ballista deck seems to line up pretty well against what a lot of these people are doing. I'm gonna go get a Walking Ballista, speaking of. If we draw a land next turn, we can play it for 2. Not only is it a lot of clicking because of the Mentor triggers, but the version that plays Mentor, in part of its infinite combo, it goes infinite by looping baubles and then drawing its deck and playing all these baubles out. So it doesn't actually kill its opponent with its Bomberman kill until the following turn with extra clicking. So this build requires a lot of clicking, but the other build is even more than this. So they cast a Glimpse of Nature here, and they're going to have, looks like 4 mana or so. If they have a Cradle, we could be in a lot of trouble. They could draw a lot of cards this turn. Belcher actually doesn't have that amazing of a what's it called matchup. We could be dead this turn, chat. Because they likely have another 1 mana elf here, and they have double Glimpse going, so like a 1 mana elf lets them activate the Heritage Druid. That's not an elf. Well, that's exceedingly lucky for us. That's kind of insane, actually. God, that's kind of insane. Oh, Wirewood Symbiote lets them untap and retap, but that still doesn't let them get a Heritage Druid activation in here, right? They don't have a third elf. So they're gonna have to draw more cards here, but they're done at this point, right? Yeah, I'd admit, and like I said, like the thing that worries me when I look at this deck is our deck is slow and clunky, and like we've got a lot of sweet value engines, so like we were able to keep up with the Death and Taxes player really efficiently, but like a matchup like this, we really just don't have a lot of efficient stuff going on. There's a good chance we're dead next turn, but it's definitely not guaranteed. We'll go ahead and shoot their Stiff. This is the one that we have to kill because they could use this to save any of the elves that we might want to hit here. I guess I could have Pithing Needled that one and then killed the elf. Maybe that was the line. Yeah, maybe that was a mistake. I should have Pithing Needled and then killed the Heritage Druid, I think. We'll make them show me that they have natural order to deal lethal with, but because if they don't, we could draw Lion's Eye Diamond and then kill them with the Salvagers next turn. So, unless they put us into the negatives here. And again, I definitely should have killed the Heritage Druid instead of the Symbiote. I should have Pithing Needled the Symbiote to make that a possibility. Visionary, Visionistary, start a revolution, pollute in the airwaves. Such a disaster, such a catastrophe that you can see so goddamn much of my ass you asked for me. Well, I'm back. This isn't lethal, right? The Quarian Ranger is Pithing Needled, so they can't untap anything here. So they're dead to a Lion's Eye Diamond. Alright, 4 and 47. Everybody says. Rats! That's not... You know, you're not a big fan of Stormy Legacy. Do you think Elves is better positioned at the moment? I don't think Elves is a particularly good deck either. I think Elves and Storm are just decks people play because they're decks that they enjoy playing. Remember, there's more to Magic than just playing decks that are good. I actually really like Elves as a deck, and I spent some time playing with it, but it's just really clunky. The fact that it's a deck that plays both Gaia's Cradle and Dryad Arbor makes it feel like a deck that simultaneously has too many lands and not enough lands, which makes it really awkward in my experience. Yeah, the actual gameplay that Elves generates I find really dynamic and interesting, but in my experience trying to play with it and playing against it, it just like kind of floops around. It doesn't really do a lot very often. This is a Meddling Mage matchup. It's probably an okay Meddling Mage matchup, right? Just like naming natural order. Like obviously is it even a Meddling Mage matchup? Like if they like have Crater Hoof, I guess I could assemble a situation where Meddling Mage is good. I don't think Basilisk Collar or Spellbomb are particularly good. I guess I'm gonna submit like that. Yeah, sometimes it's good to name Visionary. That's true. Yeah, the Spellbomb's pretty bad. So like, I don't think I'm excited about that card, but I also think it's just, oh sweet. So this hand's actually pretty good. We get to go ahead and I'm gonna go Ancient Tomb, Walking Ballista, so I can shoot their 1-drop. This is actually just turn 3 lethal, right? We go Ancient Tomb, Walking Ballista, kill your 1-drop, unless it's Deathrite Shaman, because Deathrite Shaman has 2 points of toughness for some reason. And then we go turn 2, Imperial Recruiter for Salvager, turn 3, loop Lion's Eye Diamond, kill you. This deck's almost good enough to be a modern deck. It kills on turn 3. It's almost good enough for modern. I mean, if they play a discard spell, they're going to take my Salvagers. So I would like to leave Lion's Eye Diamond in my hand for them to take in case they fuck up and want to take Lion's Eye Diamond instead of Salvagers. Their discard spells are generally Cabal, Therapy, and Thoughtseize. So if they're going to have access to either of my cards, they're going to take the Salvagers with those. Oh, are you dead? I think you're dead, opponent. I think you're dead. Guess who's dead? Dead again. Elves is dead. Tell a friend. Guess who's dead? Elves are dead. Elves are dead. They are dead. Do do do. Pew 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 do do. Pew 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 pew. We created a monster because nobody wants to see monster no more. They want salvagers that chop liver. Well, if you want... Don't surgical me. Don't surgical me. Don't surgical me. Don't surgical me. Do. God bless you for conceding. So for those that are new, Auriok Salvagers plus Lion's Eye Diamond generates an arbitrarily large amount of mana for us, which in conjunction with Walking Ballista deals lethal to my opponent. So they are in no way obligated to concede there, but if you're someone who values your time, you should concede there. If I'm not like desperately down on clock and in danger of timing out, I have like 18 or 19 minutes on my clock. Like my opponent can make me click through that there, and I'd still easily have 15 minutes for the next game. 12, 13 minutes at least, so plenty of time to play still. I have 21 minutes on my clock, yeah, so conceding there is just like, that's just good play. I think this hand is worth keeping. It's got a lot of good cards for the matchup in it. My opponent's not going to destroy my lands. I can play and sacrifice Pyrite Spellbomb on one to cantrip towards another land. This is definitely a hand that I can get punished for keeping, but I think the risk in proportion to the possible reward from keeping a hand like this is very worthwhile. That is exactly the second land I wanted to draw. Yeah, I'd take a few things off the Legacy ban list. I'd unban Squirrel Nest, I'd unban Oath of Druids, I'd unban the Mind Twist or whatever it is that's probably on there for no reason. You could probably unban Frantic Search too if you really wanted to go nuts, but there's definitely a strong argument for like unbanning Frantic Search without banning Ponder's probably silly because Blue already has too much shit. The Blur with the 100 bits. I like that part of this June 18th cult thing is that Nivik and Justin have required everyone to cheer 100 bits that joined, so God bless God bless whatever racket they have dreamed up. The best part about this Thoughtseize here is that my opponent gets to tilt off the face of the planet when I draw my land next turn, because now they know how lucky we're about to be. Now they know how lucky we're about to be. Do 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 beep 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 beep. I wonder if they have a surgical. Nope. We definitely just pass, right? Is it Earthcraft? Earthcraft is the card that's banned. Squirrel Nest or Earthcraft, one of those two cards is banned, and whichever one of the two is banned should be legal. I think it becomes, you know, more competitive. It's probably not tier 1 still, but I think it becomes like a fine deck. Ew. Da 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 da. Am I supposed to kill this Britchlore Ranger? Nah, I'm just gonna go get a white source. Let's just go get a white source. Yeah, they're probably holding a bunch of disruption here. I guess I could have gotten Walking Ballista there, like reading into their hand that they just have a bunch of disruption in it. Would have lost the Walking Ballista, okay. I assume I'm losing Containment Priest here, based on how their hands played out so far. Canonist, really? That's interesting. So this is an easy engineered explosives turn, right? It's a good draw though too. Yeah, pretty sure this is just I guess explosives is bad because they just like pick the symbiote up. Cards like Frantic Search. So a thing a lot of Magic players, and honestly at this point I think R&D might not even understand, is that formats continue just like grow in power level as they pick up new cards. So like these cards that they banned forever ago are probably fine power levels for the formats that we have today, even though once upon a time they were in fact too strong. So I'm going to play out this Engineered Explosives on one here, but I'm not going to crack it aggressively, I don't think. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and pass here. Now I'm going to play the LED out just in case it's worth discarding my hand to crack the Engineered Explosives while I'm tapped out. I agree that him is better than Mind Twist. I don't know. Mind Twist is on there because some Mind Twist being on the Legacy ban list screams somebody got really salty that they got Mind Twisted a couple of times to me. I'm gonna let this resolve. Which might be dangerous. But like, if they want to pick up this Visionary, I then get to kill the Britchlore Rangers, which seems fine to me. No, I'm not familiar with how Yu-Gi-Oh! Handles banned and restricted cards. That's literally why the card's banned, Nivik. Because of double Dark Ritual twist 2 for 4. That's literally the reason the card's not legal. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and blow the Symbiote up here because I don't want them looping value with this, with these Visionaries. I'm gonna name Birchlore Ranger. Nope, because I know... what am I supposed to name here? I probably shouldn't have played this. I think it's just their natural order. Because I feel like they have more Abrupt Decays in their hand. So I'm going to play this City of Traitors out here. Because if we draw a red source, we actually have lethal. We can Imperial Recruiter for Salvager and then cast Salvagers and combo them. Yeah, I should have. This was a mistake. I should have just passed the turn here. I should have passed the turn with Containment Priest up. Yeah, we're gonna die. We're gonna die and I deserve to die. That was a mistake. We're gonna hit a cradle at some point here and we're gonna eat it. That was a misclick, right? They haven't activated the Symbiote yet. They're gonna pick up Heritage Druid, untap Dryad Arbor, play Heritage Druid, yeah. They rotated the ban cards. The offensive cards goes from... Restricted lists are shit. Restricted lists are terrible and should not be used. The only reason we restrict cards in Vintage is because Vintage is the only place that you can play these really busted cards. restricted lists are confusing to explain to new players, and they create high variance gameplay. They don't remove the busted cards from being legal. They just add a lot of variance to the games where, well, the games I had the thing that should be banned, I won the game and did the busted thing. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Them clicking through there means they can't kill us this turn most likely, which is nice. Unless they have a bunch of... They have Shaman of the Pack? Am I about to get Shaman of the Pact? That still creates a high variance game, and it still is difficult to explain to people. All right, the fact that we lost the LED there means not only did I get punished for playing it out proactively, but it means I can't actually combo them next turn. Getting further punished for not... Oh, yeah, and they're going to destroy our lands now, too, with this Reclamation Sage. Just super punished for not holding up the Containment Priest there. Yep, we'd have hit. So if I'd held up Containment Priest, we probably would have won that. ETA and the Hex portion of today's stream. 8 matches of Magic from now. But Brawl is best of 1, so I don't know how long that's going to take. I don't know how long that's going to take. It was an interesting match. Ultimately, playing the Meddling Mage cost me that game. And honestly, maybe I shouldn't have even boarded Meddling Mage in. I'm not a huge fan of this card in the sideboard. I think this card's pretty mediocre in Legacy. Just like most of the decks that it's good against aren't particularly good. Yeah, I'm going to play the Happy Clouds taking turn deck. You should always buy the packs of the set that has the rares and legendaries that you're looking for. The commons and uncommons are pretty trivial to craft. So like losing dust from them really isn't a big deal from my understanding. And especially if you intend to keep playing Hearthstone, filling out your classic set is good because it doesn't rotate. It's just, I understand from your perspective that you're a competitive TCG player, so like adding another asterisk to the rules seems trivial to you, but you need to understand from like a normal average player perspective, every added layer you add to deck building restrictions adds complexity to the game. I think I want to fetch a Volcanic Island with this, so I'm going to wait and Karakas plow this Mother of Runes. I couldn't look at another player profile, Jeff. I had to come back. What's going on, Borosiv? Minimal amounts of downtime here. That's the goals. That's my goals. What am I Trinket Maging for next turn? I guess it depends on what they play here, right? I don't think I want to go for the combo quickly. I guess they get like a... They have like a Stoneforge here. I'll probably grab Pithing Needle. Sorry. Even if you don't think about yourself as competitive, what I mean to say by competitive is that you play a lot of TCGs. And if you want to dispute that point, the thing I'm going to point out to you, the fact that you know Twit Magic exists on Twitch automatically puts you in like the top 10, 5, some small percentage of players that are very seriously invested in Magic the Gathering. Because a major proportion of Magic the Gathering players are casual and play all of their Magic at the kitchen table. It isn't something that they watch coverage of events on and stuff. Well, the problem is I don't really have... I'm going to grab a Walking Ballista here, I guess, because it's a combo piece. But, like, I need a few more things to set up. Like, Salvagers plus LED doesn't win the game. Magic players are so easy to impress. It's really easy to just use dice to count things. You just literally put a dice for every one of your colored mana, and it's really not a big deal. Not right away. It wins eventually down the line once I cast 2 copies of Trinket Mage, but that takes a little while to do. It's possible my sequencing here is bad. The Lion's Eye Diamond kind of gives away that I'm potentially a combo deck. It might be right here just to like play Ballista for 2 and then next turn play Trinket Mage and Auriok Salvagers, encouraging my opponent to tap out so it looks like I'm a fair deck. Why do I need tokens for the triggers? Why don't, like, you just put a dice in front of every one of your creatures and go, every time it triggers, I'm going to tick the dice up. You just, the first time you loot with JAC, you go, I'm stacking my triggers, so I always untap first and then loot. It's very, very easy to clearly communicate that. So if they tap out here, they're dead. They don't have Swords to Plowshares, they're dead. But they need to save the Swords to Plowshares for my Auriok Salvagers, or they're dead. Thalia means they're not dead. Okay, fair. Nope, Thalia means they're dead. I have a Karakas. Bomberman, Bomberman, doing whatever a Bomberman can. Do 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 do. Bomberman, Bomberman, doing whatever a Bomberman can. Do 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 do. That's also true. That's also true. Explaining what I've done and then making it my opponent's, making the onus to be on my opponent to be able to visualize what's going on when I can certainly visualize it no problem is definitely an edge towards me. I think this is a Containment Priest matchup. They're definitely They're definitely a Green Sun Zenith deck. I definitely want... maybe I don't want the Manic Vandal. They don't always have... Saheeli Rai is probably actually bad against a Wasteland deck. No, we actually haven't drawn Hope, but we've also played against... Is this the third match? It's the third match, right? We've yet to play against a counterspell deck, so we've just boarded them out every match. This would have been a great league for Belcher. Belcher would have just, like, plowed right on through this league. Maybe I should put a Grafdigger's cage in. Yeah, maybe I should split the Priest and the cage 1-1. This hand just really doesn't accomplish anything, right? I guess it's got mana and a plow. Yeah, fuck it. So I'm just going to empty my hand here, right? In case they have discard spells. Just, like, blank them. Play the Basilisk Collar and then plow this off the Mox Opal. We're Affinity now. Storm is 4. Go. I don't want to expose that to a Swords to Plowshares, so we'll just play this on Human and pass. Looking to pick up like a Walking Ballista or something to not only end the game, but also take the Thalia off the table. It's really sweet that our Ballista and our Pyrite Spellbomb kill Hate Bears and then are used as a card to help us win the game. I have no idea, Rick. My answer to that question is always the same. I don't make promises I can't keep. So, whenever I, like, make a promise on something like that, people donate for other things. I believe it'll be at the top of the queue after I'm done today, but I have to check and see, add in donations that people have cheered and stuff like that. What have we done to the blue players? Right there, we've played 3 matches of Legacy and 0 brainstorms have been cast. Can I even call this Legacy? If I flag this video as Legacy on YouTube, is it gonna get taken down for false advertisement? Is that legal? Is that okay? They destroyed my Lion's Eye Diamond. Do you have a Swords to Plowshares? You must, right? Have to see a deck list. Never say yes or no without seeing a deck list. Unless you offer an absurd amount of money. For an absurd amount of money, I'll say yes without seeing a deck list. But generally speaking, need to see a deck list. We're getting close to kill you. So we get to end step, kill the Thalia, and then untap and kill them, assuming they have no disruption. Assuming they have no disruption here, no further disruption, they're dead next turn. It's important to get the Pyrite Spellbomb here and not the Walking Ballista, because Deathrite Shaman can exile Pyrite, or can exile Walking Ballista. It cannot exile Pyrite Spellbomb. Obviously, Deathrite Shaman's not good enough, and it's perfectly fine and should remain legal. Thoughtseize! Thoughtseize! Oh, man. Why are you the enemy of fun, opponent? Why do you hate fun? Why do you hate fun? I just wanted to kill you, opponent. I'm gonna kill the Thalia. You think? Yeah, I'm gonna kill the Thalia. I guess the Thalia is easier to kill with a Walking Ballista. Yeah, I'm gonna kill the Thalia so we can rip Salvagers and kill them. And if we miss, we'll equip Basilisk Collar and start beating them for 2. Tilt. Tilt! Tilt! I think it depends on what your goals for Legacy as a format are. If your goals are that Legacy is a format where there are 25 years worth of Magic cards are legal, but only a very small minority of them are playable, then sure. Leave Deathrite Shaman, leave Ponder, leave Brainstorm, leave all the cards that go into all the best decks legal, and just like let people play with the 200 or 300 cards that are Legacy playable. If your goal is to create a format that's kind of balanced and has a good measure of diversity, Deathrite Shaman and Ponder and cards like that are cards that contribute towards Legacy largely being not diverse. Because they are so powerful. Because they're so powerful and so easy to cast and go into so many different decks. So really, what should or shouldn't be legal depends on what the goals are for the format. And honestly, you could argue that WotC's goals for the format are probably make sure it's prohibitively expensive so people can't play it, so they just really don't care anyways. So that one might be the cynic in me talking. I would like this Bomberman. So, I didn't say there wouldn't be a best deck if Deathrite Shaman didn't exist. The goal of, in my opinion, I would ban 3 cards in Legacy. I would ban Deathrite Shaman, I would ban Gitaxian Probe, and I would ban Ponder. Those are the 3 cards that I would ban in Legacy. I think those 3 cards would help break up the critical mass of cards that go into almost every good deck in Legacy, which would create not only competitive diversity in deck names, but competitive diversity in the types of cards that people play in these decks. Like, Modern is a great example of a format where there are definitely defined best decks, right? Like Humans and Hollowed One, those are the best decks in Modern. And when you could argue about it if you want, but you'd be wrong. Like those decks have proven that they're the best decks in Modern again and again and again. But there are so many other decks. The thing that makes Humans different than 4-color Control and Grixis Delver and Legacy is that it's not so much better than the other decks in the format that these other things can't keep up. And the cards that go into Humans don't automatically slot into almost every other deck in the format, making all of the decks that are competitive very, very similar. What Deathrite Shaman does is it homogenizes the format and makes all of the powerful cards go into the same decks. Ponder is definitely a step above Preordain in a format where fetch lands are free. I do think just playing all the cantrips is the best way, and it's very good. And I think it again, it depends on what the goals are for the format. If that's a good draw. If the goals for the format are just like, you know, let the format rot and never change anything, then yeah, what you have now is fine. If the goals for the format are creating a diverse selection of cards that are playable, we don't currently have that. That's not what Legacy is right now. Legacy in its current state has a very small number of playable cards in proportion to the field. In proportion to the number of cards that are legal in Legacy, a very small percentage of them are playable, especially in comparison to Modern. That's pretty sweet. We're 2-1 with this deck, and I'm pretty confident I punted our third game to Elves. We also, like I said, we haven't really played against any good decks yet. We've played 3 matches of Legacy, and nobody has cast a Brainstorm. So, like, you know, take our results so far with a grain of salt. I would not be surprised looking at our deck list with 4 Walking Ballistas and 4 Pyrite Spellbombs to say we dunk the Mother of Runes decks is an accurate statement. Would any of that qualify as a rant? I don't know what the time length. It's almost certainly 60 seconds. Almost certainly a rant. You gotta watch the time yourself. You gotta work for those bingo squares. You don't just give them out for free. Put your nose to the grindstone. This hand just doesn't do anything, right? This hand also doesn't do anything. The City of Traitors is its only land. I mean, these are legacy legal Magic the Gathering cards. Can I hide my self-loathing for Goblin Game? All right, we got ourselves a rematch against Elves here. I'm spreading. God bless. God bless. What am I getting here and why? It's probably just Walking Ballista, right? I have this collar. Next turn we'll go Tundra Ballista for 2. And the following turn we can play City and start pumping it up. I got you, Zeno. Where are the good decks? Ugh. Ugh. Like I said, we punted game 3 last time, but I would not be surprised if this matchup is not good for us. And they said it happened after a turn 3 storm kill, so I'm assuming it was sarcastic. It's, lethal Eno here. City of Traitors is awkward. It's possible this deck has too many City of Traitors in it. Yeah, there's exactly 2. Yeah, 2 City of Traitors is probably fine. When you're trying to cast 3 and 4 mana cards in Modern and Legacy, it's kind of a necessary evil. Waffle, what Hex actually needs, and some of the people on the forum get this, I think, is that Hex needs a freeform format where you can just play whatever the fuck you want without any restrictions. That's actually what Hex is lacking. And the fact that it doesn't have that at this point is kind of embarrassing. It doesn't need a queue for anything. It doesn't need prizes. It just, if I want to put a 20 card deck together and play against another person's 20 card deck, we should be allowed to do that. If I want to say, let's double the champion health totals, we should be allowed to do that. The fact that Hex doesn't have that is awkward. That's how you enable people to play casual formats and do what they want. You let them do whatever they want. You have validation, obviously, and say, this deck isn't standard legal, but like, you know, the fact that you can't make your own casual format is a big drawback. This is a pretty good turn, too. That's neat, Shin. It's a neat feature. It's weird to me that you can't like have your own draft pod on Hex too. Like if me and 7 of my friends got together, you think my Walking Ballista is good enough here? What do we think? Do you think my Walking Ballista plus Basilisk Collar can keep them in check? That's a lot more work, Stamp It. Like letting people submit whatever they want in decks, like not having any validation versus manually coding stuff like that, that's different. Like removing all validation is different than adding specific modifiers. That's like a good example of like moving the goalpost a lot. Depending on what the stipulation is, Brosador, depending on what you're looking to see played. Grafdigger's Cage is fine here. Needle is fine here. I'm not going to board in these Meddling Mages. I don't think they're actually good. I mean, Hearthstone manually codes those changes. Those aren't just like baked in. There's someone manually coding that every week. Like configuring it and stuff like that. Peace, Spawn. Have a good evening. Yeah, I'm just going to board like this. I think Saheeli Felidar is probably too slow. Yes, definitely. In for Dreaming Fox control. Was this supposed to be a keep? This hand kills on 4. It's turn 2 Trinket Mage, get a thing. Turn 3 Trinket Mage, get a thing. Turn 4 kill you. Maybe that's fast enough. I would unban Oath in Legacy. I think Oath would be sweet in this format. Hearthstone's current standard format is great. In my opinion and experience playing it, there is not that many cards that there is. In my opinion and experience playing it, Hearthstone's current standard format has a lot less variance than Magic. Hey, Armor, awesome. All right, that did just publish, didn't it? Turn 1 Dryad Arbor. Turn 4 Lethal's probably going to be good enough against turn 1 Dryad Arbor. So I'm going to grab a Walking Ballista here. And then next turn we'll go Trinket Mage, grab Lion's Eye Diamond. And then the following turn we'll kill them with Auriok Salvagers. Yep, yeah, Dreaming Fox is a 25 health champion that makes an Oracle song. Or a divination. I think Containment Priest could be a sweet card in Modern. God, 2005. These cards have been banned for literally a decade. Am I supposed to Walking Ballista their board down here? Do I get a turn 4? If I Trinket Mage for LED here, do I die? Bro Setter with the $10 donation. Turtle Fox, here we come. Thank you. That won't get put together for today, but sometime next week for sure. Thank you for the support. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to just kill 2 things here. Then I just have to draw a land in my next 2 draws. Because next turn we'll play Trinket Mage, get LED. And then if I draw a land, I can play Salvagers and kill on 5. We are, in fact, playing Modern with Cavern on Human. See, the problem with this is that now I don't kill them for 2 more turns. I'm not guaranteed to kill them in 2 turns. So, like, while I'm not dying this turn most likely, I'm probably not winning the game. All right, here's my land. Let's grab a Lion's Eye Diamond and cross our fingers. And again, like, we're like back in the same spot I was before, basically. Only now they actually have a bigger board, and I'm hoping not to die. So, like, honestly, I think maybe the Walking Ballista was a play to not lose line. Feel my gut saying that that was incorrect, just because of like this reassemble here. That was pretty likely to occur. They had so many cards in their hand. All right, if I can survive this turn at 3 health or more, we get to kill them next turn. That's very lethal. Yeah. Yeah, these games are playing out almost exactly like I expected them to, looking at the deck list. Yeah. We've 2-0'd 2 fair decks. We've struggled against the unfair decks. I don't know what a range of keepable hands looks like with this. I feel like this just doesn't do anything. I feel like it just doesn't do anything. All right, hopefully this is a matchup where Swords to Plowshares is good. I think no ban list Modern doesn't sound any fun to me personally, but if no ban list Modern sounds fun to you, you should play it. Oh, baby, another Mother of Runes deck. What? Okay. Am I allowed to call this a Legacy League on YouTube? Is that a shaka shaka? Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Like, we played 5 matches of Legacy and no one ever cast a Brainstorm. We're 0 for 5. 3 Mother of Runes deck and 2 Elves. I feel like when people tell me Legacy is excellent and diverse, this is like what their local game store shows up with every week. Just like mono people playing decks that aren't $3,000. Which, to be fair, this format's probably pretty awesome when it's not people playing all 4-color control and Delver. The games that this format generates when it's not all 4-color control and Delver are probably pretty great. The same person we played earlier? No, that was a different one. Wow, 3 different Mother of Runes. So I'm just gonna plow this. Or I'm gonna plow their Knight of the Reliquary when they play it. Did someone just ring my doorbell? I think there's somebody at my door. Why are there people ringing my door? I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I have been invited to the story of Jonah by the local Jehovah's Witnesses. That answers the question of who is at my door, I suppose. Venuthrax, thank you for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. That actually just happened. Yep, there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for the support, folks. All right, let's play this out for 2. This band, I mean, I didn't shade them. I was just letting you know who is at my door. I want to keep the stream informed. Want to keep the stream informed. My goal here is to share my life with the stream. Jehovah's Witnesses or a dildo salesman, and they have roughly the same pitch. Oh, it's funny because that's alright. Yep. So I actually can't really kill the Thalia because of the Karakas, right? Maybe I was just supposed to play the Salvagers that turn, huh? Yeah, he's probably just supposed to play the Salvagers because he gets his block on. Yeah, I need a lot to go off though, right? Like I still need a payoff and I still need a LED. That's good to know that they're playing. Saheeli's gonna tutor for the... She does actually do that, doesn't she? I think they're just playing Maverick with stage depths in it. Sequencing? Sequencing? Yeah, they must have... Either they misclicked or missequenced, or they wanted their Thalia to die. One of the two. I actually really like the idea of Hope of Ghirapur in this deck, but we just, like, haven't played against an island in 5 matches, so we've boarded them out 5 times now. We're going to board them out for a 5th time. I cast both my Swords to Plowshares this game already, so that means I have exactly 1 Karakas to draw in my deck right now. This isn't fair. Their Mother of Runes deck isn't supposed to have a combo in it. Nice there. Who put a combo in your Mother of Runes deck, opponent? This is unreasonable. I guess my Ghirapur gets the chump block for a turn, right? If you want straight black-green, Shaka, you should take a peek at the list. I think we streamed it was like May 15th. You want to look for the list that had the Kalitas in the main and the Gaze of Granite in the sideboard. I like that 75 a lot. If you are interested in potentially splashing red, I kind of liked the Jund deck we played yesterday on stream that had 4 Tireless Trackers in the main deck. So we tried a Jund configuration with 4 trackers that seems sweet. I want to make sure they see that Ghirapur is legendary, chat, before I concede. All right, now we get a draw at our 1 copy of Karakas here, or another Ghirapur. That's interesting. I think I'm supposed to bottom that, right? I can actually Saheeli copy this next turn, which is nice. Yes, we do get a little bit of time Assuming they don't realize that this is legendary. And this is just like one of those things where like this is like a play pattern thing, right? Like this isn't a card you're used to playing against in Legacy, so you're not used to thinking about, oh, this bounces legendary cards. You're used to thinking this bounces Thalias, and this bounces Teagues, and this bounces specific cards, not the play pattern that it generically bounces, you know, certain types of things. I could go like Hope of the Ghirapur Inception here. Get the Trinket Mage here. And then Trinket Mage for Ghirapur. Toolbox for my toolbox. Yo, dog. No, I don't Pimped Up Monk. If I was looking to like test and generate relevant data, I wouldn't do it by just slamming random games on Magic Online. Slamming random games on Magic Online is not efficient testing. If you wanna get efficient testing in, you should play specific matchups against people that you know are reasonable Magic players. Holy crap, I could have gotten the Spellbomb and bounced their thing. Holy crap. Alright, well, good news is we can do that next turn. I like how they're attacking Saheeli. Alright, mistakes were made, chat. Mistakes were made. That is actually good deck building. I just wanted the toolbox for the toolbox to say we did it, but it's actually useful to have toolbox for the toolbox, huh? God bless that competitive advantage provided by Twitch chat. So I'm going to smash with my Trinket Mage because it's free here. And then if they block, I'm going to go ahead and use my Pyrite Spellbomb on this. All right, it's another recruiter. They do get to keep wastelanding us here, though, which kind of sucks. Nope. What's going on, Darth Steves? Welcome. Oof. Oof. My Saheeli is dead. Friend who plays and builds some mono white stompy of his making. went by gameplays, but there was a Teague in play, and he was like, wow, I really need an answer to Teague in my list. He missed the Karakas on the table. I think I'm just supposed to play the Salvager there. Just like give myself the chance to rip a Spellbomb or rip an LED and kill them. All right, Magic Online. How's our... All right, we can check... Everybody can check Moto Ram check off their bingo cards. We're at 2.1 gigs, so I'll give it a re-kick after this last match. Is Ballista good enough? Oh, Ballista with Basilisk Collar. Oh, God. Are we gonna claw back into this game? Are we gonna claw back into this game? Yeah, the Recruiter can get another Ballista. All right, so I should probably, if I just get Walking Ballista, they're probably locked out of the game, right? Getting Salvagers is too greedy here. Is getting Salvagers too greedy here? What do we think? Salvagers versus just getting Ballista? I probably should just get Ballista, right? Yeah. We're gonna actually just kill them by attacking very quickly. So I don't really think we need to like go deep with the Salvagers and try and combo them. They still have 2 Wastelands in their deck. They must not have a Dryad Arbor, huh? Or if they do, they've forgotten about it. Wow. Alright, well that was a great example of never give up, never surrender. The opponent made a number of mistakes. That is correct. Magic's a tough game. There's a lot of things going on. You know, there's a lot of different things happening a lot of the time. We're gonna, as good as they were that game, I'm gonna board out these Hope of Ghirapur. Yeah, Pithing Needle sounds great. Name's Thespian Stage. Is this a Saheeli Cat matchup? What do we think? Is it a Saheeli Cat matchup? It kind of feels like it might be a Saheeli Cat matchup. I might just be biased after all the work she just did, though. That's an almost impossible one to check off. I need to cut 2 more cards here, though. What are my last 2 cards I cut if I want to keep in Saheeli and the Cat? Yeah, that's true. I think Saheeli's supposed to come out against Wasteland decks. I'm gonna bring the Oblivion Ring in here too. Not only does it kill the 20/20, but it can take their artifacts off the table. I'm gonna do that. Maybe Grafdigger's Cage is good too because they're a green Sun Zenith deck. Can also see that being fine. Trimming LED is interesting. Yeah, that could be okay. Like go down 1 or 2. think I'm gonna mulligan this. Just really doesn't do anything. Ballista's kind of great here. So here's an interesting question. Do I play this engineered explosives out on 1 here so I can plow this? I don't think so. I'm just going to play this on 1, but I'm not going to plow this. I think I want to save the plow for something a little bit better. But I want to, like, get this into play so I have Metalcraft for my Imperial Recruiter to cast next turn. I think so, Zephoid. This is a donation deck list as always, so the card choices in here are not my own, but I think that makes sense as a reason to have the card selection that we have. I'm just gonna grab Salvager for the time being. We already have Walking Ballista, which means we just need Mana Source plus LED to combo. Yeah, the toolboxing in this deck is really sweet. A Knight. That's really good. Yep. Oh, they're killing my EE. Yes. Resolves. Things that are replaceable. Yeah, I thought they'd hit Mox Opal or C there. Hitting my engineer explosives is kind of A+ for us. I guess they don't know that we're short mana yet, right? Like our hand could be half lands for all they know. I'm gonna play Ballista out here because it enables my Mox Opal. And then we're a land away from killing them with the combo next turn. Oof. Okay, so now they know we're light on lands. So, yep. Ancient Tomb or City of Traitors are still... Oh, I guess I should have played out this LED maybe. So that way my Mox Opal could still be live. Because my Mox Opal is off right now, which sucks. So City of Traitors and Ancient Tomb are both lethal draws here. This is a fine trade to preserve my health total. Yeah, so does LED. So like next turn, I'm gonna go like Lion's Eye Diamond, plow this if we miss on a soul land. We're 2-3-1 in this league. Are we 3-1 or 2-2? We're 2-2. We're 2-2. We lost to Elves twice. This deck works by generating infinite mana with Auriok Salvagers plus Lion's Eye Diamond. And then using that infinite mana, it uses Walking Ballista to shoot our opponent for a large amount. And we want the Walking Ballista to be in my discard pile here so Salvagers can rebuy it. To go down Scourge. I mean, this is actually some pretty fair and balanced gameplay. We're mostly like playing good honest creatures. We're both creature combo decks basically, right? By having the secret clause that you never have to play a Brainstorm deck, right? For those of you that are just joining us, this is our 5th match in this Legacy League, and we've yet to play against a Brainstorm. We need a Soul Land right now, otherwise this is going to start wastelanding us. Good news is if we hit a Soul Land, they're dead, because they're tapped out. I guess we'll just pass because my opponent made quite a few mistakes this match, so then maybe they'll choose not to wasteland me here. Need to draw land, draw most expensive card in deck, right? Salvagers returns the card to your hand. So Salvager doesn't return the artifact to play, it puts it back in your hand, yeah. I assume they're going to go for the combo here. Alright, that's going to be the game. Let's play. I think I'm too far behind. I can't hope they make that many mistakes at this point. Maybe I'm supposed to assume they make mistakes. I guess I could have played Walking Ballista and killed the Thalia. I don't know. I don't know. Let's try again on the play. Maybe I was supposed to make them slog through it. Double. Oh, I should have boarded an LED, right? We talked about that. Seems pretty terrible. This hand needs another land, but it's pretty okay. Ding. Just needs a combo piece. Needs a salvagers or a way to find salvagers. No, we actually haven't had our lands destroyed yet. What's going on, James? Morning. I think I'm just going to trade my Ballista for their bird here. Yeah, there's just one of each artifact land, so you can Trinket Mage for more mana when you need to. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and Oblivion Ring this now, because we drew our last combo piece, so that means if they don't have a Thalia and we draw a land next turn, we get to kill them. I don't want them to leave the Deathrite Shaman in play because they could use the Deathrite Shaman to eat my Walking Ballista after I generate mana. So hopefully they tap out for like a Knight of the Reliquary here, and then we untap and draw a land. For Dredge, thank you, Jaw. Ooh, that means we can't combo. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I have to discard my hand, chat. Activating Lion's Eye Diamond requires you discard your hand. So, the line that the chat is recommending that we take assumes my opponent makes a mistake, and maybe based on how my opponent's played this match so far, I could assume they're going to make a mistake, but I really feel like there's no reason to do that. I feel like I'm not under nearly enough pressure to require my opponent make a mistake for me to win this game. So I think I would just like to take the optimal play as opposed to hoping my opponent punts. If you're in a position where your only out is your opponent fucking up, you can and should play to that out. If you want to give yourself every possible chance to win a match, but we're not in a position where like I need them to mess up. And like now, Walking Ballista and Pyrite Spellbomb are both lethal. It's like they're green sunning for green sunning for Knight. Oh, Sage. Okay, sure. Spellbomb, and what's it called? Both still lethal. This gives them an opening to plow my Salvagers, but at the same time, it gives me the ability to draw Imperial Recruiter or Trinket Mage to have lethal next turn. So I think it's worth playing it out. I'm sure we're going to get plowed and die and lose this match, but yeah. It was impressive that we won the first game. It's kind of sad that we lost these next two. And by impressive, I mean our deck definitely should not have won that game, but our opponent kind of kicked us the ball pretty hard. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and move on with our day. Yeah, I think this deck's really neat, but I think this is a great example of a really neat deck that's just probably not very good. I'd imagine if your format is a lot of slower decks, it might be okay, but this deck just doesn't have the tools to keep up with the faster decks in the format. There isn't efficient interaction or disruption to look at what's going on, to like keep up with like the brutal things that go on in Legacy. We beat Death and Taxes and we beat another Maverick deck, but I wouldn't be surprised if those matchups are hard. At any rate, let's